You can never really overcome any addiction. Now, why I say that is because when you are addicted to any substance, right, maybe alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, it is just a form of energy. This is basically obsession. You're obsessed with these drugs that kind of make you high, and you get this euphoric feeling every time you get high. But then, when you just stop there, this energy is not going anywhere. You're just stopping this flow of energy because every time you pick up a cigarette and light it up and smoke, every time you drink your favorite bottle of wine or whiskey or vodka, you get this high, you get this euphoric feeling. And when you suddenly stop, you're just, it's like closing a dam of water. The water is not flowing, energy is not flowing. So that is why, right? If you were addicted to anything, if you are addicted to something, you are wired differently. And I don't mean that you are crazy, all right? Hear me out, because like even I was addicted to all these substances, but when I overcame that, I kind of understood my own brain. Like I understood how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, how I'm acting and behaving. It's like I was wired differently. It's because, we have an addictive personality. You have an addictive personality. And anytime you like something, you just want to go all in. You want to use all your energy and feel, that numbness, that escapism of reality. Now, every time you go get high, get drunk, you just want to escape reality. That is what I wanted. I wanted to escape reality. I wanted to escape from this world. Why? There's so many reasons. The reason you go do all of this is because there's so much, chaos. You don't like this world around you. You don't like this reality around you. And that is why, just feeling high, getting high feels so much more better than waking life. And keep doing it over and over again. And you try to go, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months, years without drinking or smoking, and you'll get back the urge. And one day you relapse back into the same old pattern. That way is not really effective. And what I mean here is, it's not really like addressing your inner issues, addressing these childhood trauma that you've been through. Like, you've been through so much pain and life is basically, not that great. So you want to escape. You either want to escape from this reality, you want to escape from the pain that you are experiencing, you want to escape from this trauma that you have gone through. You want to forget all these memories, and that's why feeling high, getting high feels so much more better than waking life, and you go get high over and over again. But then, you have to kind of ask yourself, like, when you're pouring so much energy into this, all right, let's say life was perfect. Just imagine, like, everything was perfect, everything was beautiful and nice, and you never went through whatever you went through. Would you still do insane amounts of opium, drugs, cocaine? Get drunk? No, most of the times, right, you just don't go overboard. Even if you like to drink, if you like the taste, and most of the times, many people don't like the taste. But sometimes, when you like the taste of alcohol, you just have little. You don't go like an addict. And if you are, getting addicted, that means there are some underlying issues. Maybe you're running away from something. And once you address all of that, you kind of understand what you are running from, why you are running away from certain things. And then it'll give you much more clarity. But still, you cannot overcome this addiction. Why? It's not like you just stop drinking and just sit there. No, your body will react, your mind will react, because you are wired differently. The reason, it's like you have so much energy. Energy is just, you have so much emotional charge, because all of these, activities is kind of connected or linked to high emotional intensity. Why do you want to get drunk? Because there's so much emotions up here. Emotionally, you don't feel good. Emotionally, you feel reality is boring. Emotionally, you're run by some pain, some trauma. And when there's so much emotional intensity, there's so much energy. And in a way, it is a gift, because you feel more than other people. And you have more energy than other people. And you have like more focus than other people. Because if you're really addicted, that means you are consistent. If you have been doing drugs or drinking for such a long time, look at the positive side of this. you are consistent, you are focused on your addiction, you have immense amount of determination, you have a lot of courage, a lot of bravery, not because you're addicted, because it's just you just have to turn the tide. This part, you're putting all this energy, all this effort, all this discipline, all this focus, all this determination to go get addicted, go get drugs. There's a joke, right? A crackhead never makes an excuse like, I don't have money. To buy crack, a crackhead will do anything and eventually get the money to buy the crack, all right? Similarly, a pothead won't wake up and complain, oh my God, this is not right, I cannot smoke weed today. No, he will somehow find a way to smoke weed. He will somehow find money to buy the weed that he desires. So in a way, if you look at all the qualities that you develop here, it is focus, determination, the ability to not give up, consistency, discipline, and just, self-esteem, because you believe that you can get drugs, you believe that you can get alcohol. Now, if you just divert this energy from addiction to something else, something more productive, that's when, you hit the sweet spot. Because if you're just stopping all of this, you're just stopping, okay, I'm not going to do drugs, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to smoke, guess what? All this energy is just stopped. It's not going anywhere. And all these qualities that you develop, such as discipline, motivation to go get drugs, and you're just stopping there. You need to find another hobby, maybe another interest, maybe a purpose, maybe something that benefits your health, wealth, well-being, happiness, etc. Right? Something you just have to, divert that energy and transmute that energy into something else, much more productive. Because look, you are already, if you were addicted to anything, you are already way ahead of so many other people. You are way smarter than other people. Why I say this is because look, the amount of courage it takes, the amount of focus and discipline and motivation and determination it takes to go find drugs every single day, to go be in the cycle of addiction and act normal, act sane in public, it is very hard. Right? I've been there, I've done that, so I understand this. You know this, all right? You know what I'm talking about. Whenever you're out there, you want to find some drugs, you want to get high, get drunk, and somehow you find it. And internally, you have this kind of fear like, oh my God, what if people find out I'm high? What if people find out I'm a little drunk? But still, you stay composed, calm in the moment, and you put up an amazing act that you're not high. And there's so many places where you have not been caught, where you thought you would be caught. Look, I'm not encouraging drug addiction here. No, that's not what I'm about. You just go through this channel, all right? What I'm saying here is, look, you had all these qualities when it comes to, being addicted. You just have to switch that energy from this place to something else more productive. That is why I say, if you were an addict, if you are an addict, you are already so much more ahead of so many other people in the world, because they struggle with discipline, they struggle with focus, they struggle with, this motivation, this self-motivation, this self-esteem, the ability to stay calm and composed. And all of this comes only when you understand your own emotional self. You understand why you're escaping your emotions, or why you're escaping your reality. Maybe it's childhood trauma. Maybe it's due to some relationships. Maybe it's due to some toxic partners that you had. And then once you kind of overcome this, you just have to divert that energy. If you just stop addiction, you're not going to go anywhere. You'll eventually revert back into the same patterns. That's what happens. People go so many days without smoking or so many days without drinking, and then they go back into the same pattern. Why? Because they have not utilized this gift of focus, determination, courage into something else. They stopped this flow of energy, and they're just sitting there, and they're like, okay, now I stopped. Now it's 5 days. Now it's 15 days. Now it's 55 days. How many more days are you going to count? Don't count the days. Make the day count. All right? I know it's simple to say, but once you find a purpose, once you find a hobby, a passion, it is so much more easier for you to quit any substance. Because for me personally, I was addicted to drugs. I was smoking pot every single day. I was drinking, I was smoking cigarettes, and I was trying my best to stay calm and composed, hoping that nobody finds out. And I was so determined and courageous. I was brave to go and do it at such a young age. But then I tried stopping. All right, I stopped for weeks. Months passed by, and I would get withdrawal symptoms. I'd be like, oh my God, I have not smoked today. It's been day 65. It's been day 66, 67, 68, 69 days since I last got high, since I last, drank something. But then I eventually relapsed because that energy was not going anywhere. And an outlet for me was music. I loved singing. I just poured all my energy into singing, songwriting, music, and performing, and reading books. And just sometimes, if your brain is not really willing to be creative, you just go out for a run, go work out, spend some time in nature. Once you find that purpose, once I found my purpose, my passion, what that actually sparks the inner child within me, it was so much more easier for me to actually let go, because I was just channeling that energy into this direction. And when you are channeling your energy into something that you love every single day, you kind of start vibrating in this vibration of love, and love kind of consumes you. Because when you are addicted, right, you have this shame and guilt, right? And because you don't want anybody to see you, you don't want anybody to know that you're high, and you're just running away from pain. And it doesn't feel good, even though you're escaping and it feels good, euphoric, in that dreamlike state. But eventually when you wake back up from that high, eventually when you get sober, it doesn't feel that good, does it? And once you do what you love, you get that feeling of love, and you find more reasons to have this self-love, this love for yourself. And every day when you're going to sleep, before you close your eyes, you'll actually have that feeling like, oh my God, I did something that my younger self would be so happy about. I did something that my younger self loved, and that is one of the most beautiful feelings that you can experience. And when you are, doing something that you love, and you feel this every single day, it'll be so much more easier for you to open up to your own self. It'll be so much more easier for you to understand yourself, like why you started getting high in the first place. Because when you were 5, 6, 7 years old, happily walking around in life, you did not want to snort cocaine in order to feel good. You did not want to drink insane amounts of alcohol, do speed or opium or any sort of things. You didn't want to smoke weed to feel good. Life was naturally good. Somewhere along the lines, you lost that spark for life. And you just need to find that spark. And you will understand what really happened. You'll be more in touch with your own emotional self once you start channeling this energy into something that you love, your purpose, your passion. And it can be anything. It can be creative, it can be physical, it can be spiritual. And then it'll be so much more easy to sit down and meditate and be with your own emotions. And then you will find it so easy to actually overcome all this trauma, all this pain. And no matter what happens on the outside, on the inside, you feel whole, you are present in the moment, and you believe in yourself. And eventually, you just overcome that addiction, but you're not really overcoming this addiction of this, effort, this energy that you're putting out there. You can use this, if you're addicted to substance such as drugs, instead of being addicted to that, you can be addicted to performing well. You can be addicted to showing more love. You can be addicted to having more success, or whatever it may be. You just have to use that energy to your own advantage. Instead of being addicted to that, you can be addicted to performing well. You can be addicted to, showing more love. You can be addicted to having more success, or whatever it may be. You just have to use that energy to your own advantage.